Michelle Gibson.
We are surrounded by and living on top of the infrastructure of an advanced ancient civilization. I have learned in my journey of uncovering this evidence, it is hidden in plain sight, in that it is literally just outside our front doors, in our backyards, in our neighborhoods, especially in our parks, and on our highway and road systems.
You gotta see it to believe it.
My name is Michelle Gibson.
And I thought I told you.
I'm going to show you why I think the highway system's civil engineers laid out the road system directly on top of what were ancient transportation systems.
You think so?
Whether canals or land roads, and built bridges on top of earthworks.
No shit.
First, bridges. This computer-generated image shows a very geometric-looking earthwork. In real life, I saw the same perfect geometry countless times where bridges cross highways.
Say less,
This would be an example of a bridge crossing a highway on top of two symmetric, same-height earthworks. Could the highway departments have built those? Well, here's the problem I have with that. The same beautiful earthworks occur everywhere. The sides of the highways are symmetrical and sometimes quite high for very long distances.
Let me interject. If you never been anywhere or did any traveling, you won't see any of this shit. But the truck drivers, those truck drivers, they've seen all
Why
this
would any
shit.
road construction project, which would be on a budget, take more time to make everything perfect and geometric, and sometimes quite high over a long distance than less? Here's another example to show you beautifully rounded curvatures and shapes beside a highway. Road construction costs and plus the cost of building earth embankments and stay on budget. This is not an isolated example by any means. There are so many examples where you see places where cuts had to be blasted through stone to get the road through. Pay really close attention to these places the next time you drive on a highway, because they have blasted through ancient infrastructure. In many cases, blocks of masonry are visible. They also built roads around ancient infrastructure. This is a picture that was taken on Highway 123 on what is called the Pig Trail, which goes through the Ozark National Forest in Arkansas. I had a first-hand experience of this road in 2016. The Pig Trail is notorious for its extreme switchback turns. The reason for the extreme angles in the road is pictured here. For long distances along this route, there are sheer walls like in this photo, so they had to build the road to circumvent long distances of massive stone walls. Now, since we are in Arkansas, this is a nice segue into the cover-up code word of Pinnacle. I am showing you more examples of the many ways they have hidden this vast ancient civilization right in front of our eyes. This has taken place not just in North America, but all over the earth. Here's my first Pinnacle experience. Just a little bit west of Little Rock is Pinnacle Mountain State Park, a place called Natural Steps that is located on private land and not open to public view is near there. And there are two more pyramids that are not part of the state park and to which access is completely cut off. There is no way you can get to them. And to see them, you would have to do it by boat from the yacht club nearby on the Arkansas River, or climb to the top of this Pinnacle Mountain.
The Pinnacle.
Otherwise, the only other way to see them is to view them from the Visitor Center observation deck on a relatively clear day, like this photo I managed to take here. This is where you have to piece the truth together in other ways, because there is no way you are going to be able to find a reference to pyramids in Arkansas, anywhere, ever. Next, in Arizona, this is a picture of Pinnacle Peak in the Fountain Hills area just north of Phoenix. Note the masonry blocks and as well how the different features of this ancient site are given cutesy names. Next is a picture of Pinnacle Mountain in South Carolina and Pinnacles National Park, which is near Hollister, California. And while there are more pinnacles, here is one more. The Pinnacles of Victoria, Australia on the left, which bear a resemblance to the more well-known standing stones of Karnak in the Brittany region of France on the right. On to palisades. A palisade is defined as a line of lofty, steep cliffs, usually along a river. So, for example, here are the famous palisades of New Jersey and New York along the Hudson River.
Ah, that's what I was seeing.
They look uniform in height and flat on top.
When I took the Amtrak from Nevada to New York, this is what I saw on the Hudson River.
Next, these are the Cove Palisades in Oregon. Really flat top there as well.
Belted buildings.
These photos were taken at the Mississippi Palisades State Park in Illinois.
Belted buildings. Belted buildings.
And a photo taken at Palisades State Park in South Dakota.
Belted buildings.
Also, Utah has a Palisades State Park. This first photo was taken of the golf course there, showing the ancient stonework and the flat top. This photo is of the oldest operating Mormon temple in Utah, near the Palisades State Park. Note the earthwork that it is built upon, and the architectural style of the building, including the towers, onion domes, and ornate stylings.
Bing bong.
Lastly, here are the pinnacles at Mount Rainier National Park in Washington State.
Michelle Gibson.
Now onto pillars. These are the Lena River